All right. Welcome back, everybody. How you doing? It's a beautiful Sunday, and right now we want to dive into political roundtable. My name is Ben Uru. If you're watching for the first time, give us a thumbs up. Don't be a stranger. Of course, like and subscribe. So basically, our political roundtable today is going to be very, very short. I just wanted to update everyone on what's going on in the political space in Nigeria and, of course, in the United States of America. So Wike and Fayoshe, as well as one other notable personality, Mr. Ayanwu, and others, has been expelled from the People's Democratic Party in Nigeria over anti-party activities. I know this, of course, should be a good news to the vast majority of Nigerians because it's been long coming. Yeah, absolutely, it's been long coming. Many Nigerians have raised their voice and said, when will the PDP have the balls to expel Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike? Also, his party, his friends, Mr. Fayoshe, the former governor of Ekiti State in Nigeria, has also been penned down as one of those PDP members who are engaged allegedly in anti-party activity. And on the foreign scene, talking about the United States of America, news have it that feud erupts between President Donald Trump and, of course, his ally, Marjorie Taylor Greene, ahead of Epstein Files vote. Man, things are happening in the political space. Again, you may say, I have nothing to do with politics. I'm not interested in politics. But my dear friend, whether you like it or not, you're definitely going to be affected by what the politicians do or failed to do. You're welcome to Political Roundtable. Don't be a stranger. Here we have a very safe space. Drop your comments in the chat. I'm going to read them. If I have time, I may take maybe one or two calls, but this, I promise you, it's not going to be a long show. I scheduled this show to run for just 1 hour because today is Sunday, and right here on UB and the Real Fam, we have Sunday school. So today is all about talking about spirituality, talking about leading men back to God. So after this show, please stay around. We're going to have our Sunday school, our own pastor, Uncle Patrick, and of course, our other pastor, Uncle Dio, as well as other notable personality in the Real Fam. They're going to be here, and we're going to be talking about salvation, healing, and moving forward. So now, let's focus on Political Roundtable. Again, you are welcome. If you haven't hit the like yet, kindly do me a favor. If you're watching on your phone, which is going to be portrait mode, kindly tap on the screen to give this show a like. And if you're watching on the regular format, the landscape, please hit the like. Don't be a stranger. And let's talk Political Roundtable with UB. To kickstart today's Political Roundtable, let me bring you the news from Nigeria. Of course, you know my favorite TV station in Nigeria is Arise News, and of course on channel television I always like to watch and listen to K. Sheung or Kimba Loye. So here is Arise News with the update of what went down at the political convention they had in Ibadan, hosted by Governor Seyi Makinde, where even though in the midst of a lot of controversy and legal questions, the PDP party went ahead and have their convention, and right there at the convention, they announced that Governor Wike, FAYOSHE, and Ayan, as well as other members of the PDP who were considered to involve in anti-party activities has been expelled. Now, if that we hold, it all depends on the outcome of the convention. Now, let's take a listen, guys.
Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose and the party's former National Secretary Samuel Anyanwu. Others are Umar Bature, Adeyemi Ajibade, Mohammed Abdurrahman, Senator Mao Oha-Bua, Austin Nwachukwu, George Turner, and Chief Dan Orbin. Their expulsions were announced on Saturday at the party's national convention in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Chief Olabode George, former National Vice Chairman South, moved the motion for their expulsion on the convention floor. The motion was immediately seconded by Honorable Samila Buga, Chairman of PDP, the Bauchi State, giving it overwhelming backing. The disciplinary action adds to the series of shakeups within the party as delegates push to restore unity and enforce strict adherence to party rules ahead of future elections.
Well, meanwhile, the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, has dismissed his expulsion from the PDP as a non-issue and derided the party's national convention, describing it as a mere disco party. Speaking through his senior special assistant on public communications and social media, Larry Olayinka, Wike said that attendees at the convention arrived in Ibadan to revel, socialize, and indulge themselves, beginning their December festivities in November. He said the event lacks seriousness, characterizing it as a mere disco party attended by individuals recovering from alcohol, adding that the intoxicated mood of the participants explains the nature of the statement emerging from the convention.
For more on this development and a recap of everything that transpired yesterday at that PDP convention, we've now been joined by our Rice correspondent, Mary Chinda. Good morning, Mary. How are you over there?
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
I'm doing well, exhausted, but I'm well.
I can imagine. It was a long day. It was a long day yesterday. But how did it all pan out? The convention held, even though we didn't see INEC monitoring. And then the big bang, 11 officers or 11 members of the PDP have been expelled after a motion moved by Chief Olabode George. What actually happened? What led to that important decision? And how do you think that the atmosphere is over there, given that this is a big one that very few people were expecting?
Well, it was a bang for everybody. A lot of people, of course, except the leadership of the party. The former chairman of the party, Umar Damagum, the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, and of course, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed. They were all in on it, including the governor of Zamfara State. But what we saw yesterday, the said expulsion of the FCT minister, is also pointed to the seeming lack of unity within the four governors that even were there yesterday, because we all watched with, shock as the governor of Adamawa State, Amadou Fintiri, who was the chair of that convention committee, walk up stage and announce that, INEC was not at the convention venue to monitor the process, and wonder if that convention should go on. And then he left that decision with the delegates, as though to say, at this point, I do not think that this convention should go on as an elective convention. I guess those were moments when, between or amongst them, the governors, they were beginning to have some disunity, some rancor, and then after he said that, he went back to the VIP stand. And then moments later, PDP chieftain, Chief Olabode George, came up stage and moved the motion for the expulsion of the FCT minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, the national secretary of the party, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, Chief Danobi, and others, national legal advisor, George Turner, and others. Mostly, all of those in the Wike camp. And next thing, we notice that the chairman of the National Convention Organizing Committee had taken a walk from the convention, dissociating himself with the convention. And minutes later, we find the tweet where the chairman who put together that convention is saying, I will not associate myself with the expulsion of so and so and so. So it gets to tell about what is really left of the PDP. From several governors to, governors decamping, and then 4 governors were physically present. The governor of Osun State was conspicuously absent there. He only sent his deputy to represent him. So we had 4 governors, and even amongst those 4 governors, they were divided. Governor Seyi Makinde being the host governor stayed all through. Governor Bala Mohammed stayed all through, and of course the governor of Zamfara stayed. Even when we interviewed him afterwards about what he thought about the outcome of the convention, the expulsion and everything, he said, "Oh, it was good." But then, out of the 4 governors, only 3 were in on it. The other one had taken a walk, leaving, dumping the convention, abandoning his convention because he did not agree with the decision of the other governors, the chair of the party, as at that time, Umar Damagum, even though at the time of announcing this, the Umar Damagum-led NWC had been dissolved. But he did not agree with the expulsion. And I hear that the FCT minister's aide has been, has dismissed it, saying that was a charade or a party or something. But the mood of most of the attendants yesterday, the delegates rather, at the point where INEC, they did not find INEC.
Yeah.
Was that of what exactly are we doing here? But of course, some of the delegates carried on with voting. I was almost made to believe that INEC was there. But myself and other journalists, we kept insisting, could he show us, could he show us, could he take us to INEC? Could we just see proof that INEC was here? And the party at those moments could not, point a finger to say, oh, this is INEC, they've come, they've, and all of that. So it was just what it was.
Thank you very much, Mary. Now, let's ask some questions. Of course, the minister's aide has responded saying that making light of the convention yesterday. So in your opinion, how important is this convention, particularly as half of the PDP governors that we currently have were present at the convention? And how significant is the Minister Nyesom Wike's expulsion from the PDP, particularly considering the G5 governors we had in last year's election, and the fact that Governor Seyi Makinde was a part of that? How significant is this split, and how significant is it that Nyesom Wike has been reportedly expelled from the PDP?
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly want to share my opinion, but I'll share the pulse of political observers who spoke to us, at the convention and even over the phone, trying to analyze this yesterday. Yes, we know that in 2023 or before 2023, we had Governor Wike leading the G5 governors, where we had Governor Okezie Ikpeazu and Governor Seyi Makinde, Samuel Otom, and one other governor from Enugu State, Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. However, we see this expulsion is coming at a time when political observers are keenly expectant that the PDP maybe has a chance to put its house in order, come to the negotiation table with all aggrieved parties and see how they can agree on certain things just ahead of 2026. Because 2026 is the campaign year ahead of the 2027 big presidential election year. So this is coming at a time where people, keen observers are expecting that there should be conversation. Oh yes, you've held a convention that, of course, is still in court, and there are going to be litigations even after this. There are court judgments saying don't hold the election, don't hold the convention rather. But of course, there's another court, interim court order saying, okay, you can go ahead until December when we'll give a judgment. So this is quite a sensitive time for the PDP. And I tell you what, the chairman who emerged, the SAN Tanimu Turaki, in his speech yesterday had mentioned that he was willing to speak with the aggrieved parties. And then that left people wondering, which of the aggrieved parties are you speaking about? The aggrieved parties that have been expelled from the party, or what other factions are you willing, to speak to? But for him, this is a big tax. According to all that he said in his opening speech, it was a big tax, and he's saying that the new NWC would be equal to the tax. I tell you what, again, and this was yesterday, most of the positions in the NWC were already zoned, right? And those zones had endorsed members, certain members. In fact, most of the members of that NWC. That entire election yesterday was just for two offices. The office of the national chairman, which of course is a big deal for the opposition party at this time, and the office of the deputy national organizing secretary.
All right.
That was what all of that convention was about. Hours of voting and all. And it was just for those two offices.
All right. Mary Chinda, thank you for your coverage. I mean, I watched the convention a little bit, and it appeared to be a voice vote. There was people resounding yes for Wike and the others, their expulsion. And like Adesua has mentioned, Wike has responded through his spokesperson. He said that the convention lacks seriousness. He also mentioned that, the party, describing it as a disco party attended by, and I quote, people recovering from alcohol. Now, we know that Wike's expulsion is particularly significant given his current position as FCT minister in President Tinubu's APC government. And I haven't heard what you said about the evidence that the party presented to support his expulsion, particularly. I know that Chief Bode George described Wike's conduct at in the PDP as despicable, quoting Section 40 of the Constitution. That's one question. The other is, do you know the story about FAYOSHE's expulsion? Do you know the story behind it? I know he's been quite controversial, but a very prominent member of the PDP for years. What specifically led to this action against FAYOSHE as well?
I mean, it's not unconnected to the fact that FAYOSHE is in the Wike camp. and he's been quite vocal about his stance on the PDP.
Yeah, welcome, Animal Crown.
And the fact
Welcome,
that
everybody.
he just did not agree with, the Damagum-led NWC and the convention. I mean, it's the same thing with that of the national secretary of the party, who 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the convention was suspended, and then he and his faction too suspended the chairman of the party at that time, Umar Damagum, the national publicity secretary. It's all a game. It's all it's all the infighting. The crisis is just deepening. Within the party. For everyone who was expelled, who was in the Wike camp, it was basically because of their stance, the internal, or better say, what the party would describe as anti-party activities that is not unconnected to the Wike factor.
All right, Mary Chinda, thank you for your reporting. Thank you very much indeed. We'll follow up on the story as usual. Thank you indeed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you heard it. Wike and others, they have been expelled from the PDP. And again, I think many Nigerians actually wanted Wike gone from that party, because as it is right now, we have a situation in Nigeria, a situation whereby it seems like Nigeria is moving towards one party dominance, and we can't have that. You cannot have one party dominance in a country and expected political growth and development. You cannot have one dominant party and expect to have free and fair elections, because what happened is the party will be so powerful that they can single-handedly dominate all political offices in the country. Well, for those who are not following political activities, here is what you should know. When you have just one dominant political party, whatever the elected officials are going to do after the election will depend on the party's philosophy. It's almost like the governors, presidents, senators, House of Reps, any direction, any decision they're going to make is going to come from the political party. And we've seen how this has played out all across Africa, where they have one dominant party. You can check countries like Uganda, check countries like Tanzania. That is even very, very current. Check Tanzania, Cameroon. We have a host of countries in Africa where one political party dominates the political activities in the country, and that is not good. Before now, we have the PDP and of course the APC, that happens to be the two top political parties in Nigeria. And the rivalry between both parties seems to be in favor of Nigerians, even though we can't say categorically that the Nigerian masses are actually benefiting from the dividends of democracy. But so far, so good. Having another party to challenge the political party in power is a good thing. But then, suddenly, after 2015, after 2015, is it 2015 or when did Buhari became the president? Yeah, I think it was 2015, right? So after 2015, when Buhari became the president, it seems like the game plan of the APC is to dismantle every other political parties. Now, don't get me wrong. I've always told you guys that life itself is a game. So even though people can call out APC for whatever is happening in PDP, I've seen some commentators actually point accusing figure to President Tinubu. Hey, shout out to you, Uncle Dayo. I'm sharing the link right now, sir. If you want to join me briefly. Okay, give me a second here, guys. Sorry for that. So, as I was saying, even though some people, some political analysts are pointing accusing fingers at President Tinubu, saying he's trying to hijack all the political parties in the country, my take has always been like, hey, this is a game. Yeah, any party, anytime, any day would like to dominate. I remember as soon as we got into the Fourth Republic, when President Obasanjo was sworn in 1999, all the way to 2003 to 2007, the PDP dominated, and the PDP actually adopted similar strategy. They were trying to crack down on every other political party, and that is when APC started to metamorphosize, or how do you say that now? Okay, that's when the APC started evolving into APC. They started as AD, and I think the common denominator at the time was President Tinubu himself, who was the governor of Lagos State. And at the time, I think one of the goal of former President Obasanjo was to take over Lagos, and Tinubu stood his ground, like, hey, no, we're not going to do this. So it's a game. The PDP tried to do the same thing while they were in power. So the APC came up with a really tough position, and they fought it off, playing the game. So now we are at the point whereby it seems the PDP is no more. Seriously, I think this is the end of the PDP. The party has been fractionalized. We've seen massive deflection, massive migration from PDP to APC. But then the common denominator in the destruction of the PDP is our favorite federal capital minister, yes, Wike, and of course the the 2023 presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar. Those two prominent figures are the one who tore PDP apart. So it's like PDP have their internal politics ongoing, and they failed to manage their affairs correctly. And then the APC simply consolidates on the loopholes in the party. And that is where we are right now. The PDP is gone. Let me take some comment here. If you're watching and you know what is happening in Nigeria, kindly drop your comment. I'm going to read through it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a minute and you want to join me in the studio, use this link to come in and drop your 2 cents. Okay, so shout out to you, Jethro. Sorry, let me pick my glasses. Thank you very much. Yeah, shout out to you, Jethro. Jethro say, I like Wike so much, easy to approach, but trying to kill PDP is very bad. Of course. Everybody have issue with Wike on that one. Uncle Dio said, please share the link in the backstage. Oh, sorry. All right. I'm dropping the link in the backstage right now. Thank you very much. All right. I dropped the link in the backstage, Uncle Dio. So basically, many of us, we do not want Wike to destroy PDP so that PDP can at least challenge the APC. But as it is, I think the PDP is gone. I'm so sorry. Afam Anthony, how are you doing, my brother? Anthony said Nigeria is a shameless and a disgraced country. Imagine what politicians are doing. Well, my brother, the history is right there. Politicians always destroy things in Africa. That is one area I really have issue with how we do politics in Africa. Democracy is supposed to be a game of dividends. It's supposed to be a game of performance. It's supposed to be a game of whoever have the qualities or great leadership should lead the country. But unfortunately, all across Africa, it seems like we end up electing criminals. I'm sorry. And sometimes we don't even elect them. They selected themselves and put themselves in power. Because how do you describe an election that wasn't free and fair? A typical example is what's happening in Tanzania. The past election in Tanzania has resulted into chaos and anarchy. Why? Simply because the political party in power allegedly are kind of arresting everyone, every opposition party leaders. Some of them disappear, some of them are arrested. They just destroy every other credible candidate just to cement their position in power. Shout out to you, my beautiful sister Natu. How you doing, man? Let me quickly take this comment from Mr. Undu Kings. Undu King said, I don't want them to buy me, but I have something to say about Wenki. My brother, nobody will buy you. Undu King said, politics is not good in Africa. Honestly, the politics supposed to liberate us. We're supposed to experience speedy socioeconomic development in Africa, but unfortunately, what we got going on right now is the destruction of Africa. Let me put it that way. Uncle Dayo, how are you doing today, sir? You're welcome to Political Roundtable. Hello, Uncle Dayo. Uncle Dayo, I can't hear you. It seems you are muted. Hello, Uncle Dayo. Okay. I can't hear Uncle Dayo.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ben. It's good to be here once again. Happy
Hello,
Sunday.
Dayo. Okay,
Hello,
I can
sir.
hear
Can you
you
hear
now.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're welcome. Uncle Dayo, I can't hear you. It seems you are muted.
Oh, and my earphone
Hello,
is.
Uncle Dayo.
I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can't hear Uncle Dayo.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you can go on, Uncle Dayo. I can hear you now.
Okay, Uncle Ben. Good evening. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, sir. You're welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Oh. Uncle Dayo, you may have to go back and come back in, sir. I don't know why there is delay from your end. Kindly come back in, sir. Okay. So let me also play another short video of what some analysts are saying about the situation in Nigeria. Now, this is coming from TVC. Of course, you all know the story behind TVC. A lot of people are saying TVC is the station of the current president of Nigeria. Allegedly, we don't know. But I want you to listen to what they have to say about all of this. Uncle Dayo is back. All right. Can you hear me now, Uncle Dayo? You are muted, sir. Uncle Dayo.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. But can you hear me?
You are muted, sir. Yes, we can hear you.
I am not
Go
muted,
ahead.
though, but I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Now, the thing is this. I don't know why PDP decide to make that move. I never saw it coming, and I'm sure most of the party members didn't see it coming, because when your house is on fire, it's not time for you to go chasing rats. So they left their house that was on fire and they are going to chase rats. And I think it is not a move that, of course, it's a move that they can make maybe when they have solidified themselves, but now that they are very much in crisis and they're still expelling people, they're just undermining their own capabilities, and that it's like they are working against themselves. But I want to see the next thing that they will do, because this will further deepen the crisis within the party. Already um, they have been having issues due to the cross carpeting of some of their members to the APC and all, and then there are some of their members allegedly that are doing two timing. That is, they are working for the party, they are working for the opposition also allegedly, and all these things are there. But I don't think it will be a right move for them to do this expulsion of 12 notable members right now. So to me, it's not a good move. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Uncle Dayo, are you aware of the legal tussles they got going on in the PDP? Because what we hear was that the other party, the other faction, went to court and seek an induction to stop the convention, and then the Makinde faction, they now went to another court in Oyo State that granted them temporary order to hold the convention. Then the other argument is, according to what's in the news, the INEC were not present at the convention, which somehow nullifies whatever they do at the convention. Are you aware of this, Okudayo?
Yeah, actually, I was aware when the matter was ongoing, when one faction is saying that no, they should not have convention now, another faction is saying that no, that they should go ahead with the convention. But when they finally got an interim order, or maybe an interim conjunction that they can hold it, and they went ahead. Now, what really matters here is that the absence of INEC makes it a kind of a dicey situation, because even though they had the convention according to them, and they did what they did, the fact that INEC officials were not were said not to be were said not to be on ground. According to that reporter that you played the video from this Arise TV, she said she was even asking where are the INEC officials, but nobody could like point any to her. So that means there were no INEC officials on ground. But I don't think they will be kind of stupid enough not to have INEC presence when they want to have a convention, because it just undermines everything. So I don't know. I cannot put a finger to it yet. It's just a reporter that said that she did not see them. Maybe they are there, or maybe they are not. We cannot confirm, except an official of PDP come out to confirm, or maybe an INEC official come out to confirm that they were on ground or whatsoever. So until then, we keep our fingers crossed.
All right. I want to read what the Electoral Act says about convention. Hopefully this can actually clear the air for us. But let me take this comment real quick from Udu King. If you're watching, please drop your take in the chat. I'm going to read your comments. So Undu King said, the reason why we left Nigeria is because of all these bad politicians. No good road, no good security, no light, and all these they still pass on the bad roads. I know, my brother. I know. You're right. Okay, this is what the Electoral Act 2022 got to say about conventions in Nigeria. Okay, if you are following me, it reads, this is what the law said. Section 82 of the Nigeria Electoral Act 2022, Notice of Convention and Congress. Number 1, every registered political party shall give the commission at least 21 days notice of any convention, congress, conference, or meeting convened for the purpose of merger and electing members of its executive committees other governing bodies or nominating candidates for any of the elective offices specified under this act. Now, Section 2 says the commission may, with or without prior notice to the political party, attend and observe any convention, congress, conference, or meeting which is convened by a political party for the purpose of electing member of its executive committees or other governing bodies, B, nominating candidates for an election of any level, and C, approving a merger with any other registered political parties, and C, approving number 3, the election of members of the executive committee. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. The point I want to make reference to is the commission may, with or without prior notice to the political party, attend and observe any convention. Now, that statement right there, that may, I wish this is like weekdays where we can have our lawyers in the house to actually help me interpret this. When that clause right there, may, it seems it is not compulsory that INEC has to be present at the convention. What's your take, sir, Uncle Dio? Welcome, my Abby. How you doing? What's your take, Uncle Dio? Hello, Uncle Dio. You are muted. Okay, while I'm waiting for Uncle Dio, please let me know your take in the chat. The provision says INEC may attend. It did not state categorically that it is a requirement that INEC should be there. That's my concern. But whichever way, even though Wike is fighting and debunking as usual, making mockery of what went down, my take still remains that I'm happy that the PDP finally have the ball to call the bluff of Minister Wike. Enough is enough. Now, let me show you what some analysts from TVC are saying about the situation. Uncle Dio, you are back. I don't know if you can still hear me. I wanted to ask, what is your take regarding the provision in the act that says INEC may attend? So does that mean it is compulsory that INEC have to be in the convention for the decision of the convention to hold? Can you hear me, Uncle Dio?
Now, based on that electoral act of 2022 that you read, sir. I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Uncle Dio.
Now, I said based on the electoral act of 2022 that you read, you know, the first clause that you read was that they need to give. Yes, I can hear you. Now, yeah, I was saying that based on the electoral act. Okay, I was saying that based on the electoral act of 2022 that you read, that the first clause that you read says that the party must give INEC 21 days prior notice before any convention. Now, the second clause that you now read says that INEC may attend. That is a probability clause. However, what it means is that it gave INEC a prerogative. Even though they were not invited, they can attend any party convention.
Okay. I think Okudayo is having a lot of phone calls this morning. Okudayo, today is Sunday. You are still making money on Sunday, sir. All right. Before I move on to President Donald Trump and his top supporter, Marjorie Taylor Greene, let me quickly play this clip. I just wanted to hear what the TVC analysts are saying. Take a listen.
Ola Olukoyede, we wish you well. Okay, then to our next story. Let's talk politics now. In spite of legal and counter-legal pronouncements, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Saturday held its 2025 elective national convention at the Lekon Salami Stadium at Adamasingba, Ibadan, Oyo State. Perhaps one highlight of the charged atmosphere was the decision to expel FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, Samuel Anyanwu, the National Secretary, Ajibade Ayo Fayoshe, Austin Wachuku, and others for anti-party activities. The big idea is to restore unity, discipline, and focus on the 2027 general election. But Governor Ahmadu Fintiri of Adamawa State has kicked against the expulsion of the FCT minister. As far as he's concerned, the action is capable of plunging the party into an unending crisis. According to Albert Einstein, intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Let's share this story from our man, Theophilus Elama. Let's go there.
If you think your child may have autism, it's important to act quickly. At Action Behavior Centers, we want to reduce barriers.
Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State, played host to party faithful of the PDP, despite a court order. This faction says they are going on with the national convention, using the Oyo State High Court ex parte motion as alibi. What was expected to be a straightforward election of party executives suddenly took a dramatic turn as the expulsion of key members dominated the convention. Delegates did not anticipate the timing of the announcement. For journalists covering the event, information circulated rapidly, though many details remained unclear. Then came the defining moment. Party chieftain Bode George stepped forward and broke the news.
The expulsion of the following persons from the People's Democratic Party for anti-party activities and gross breaches. The following members: His Excellency Wike, His Excellency Ayo Fayoshe, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, Honorable Umar Bature, Adeyemi Ajibade SAN, Muhammad Abdurrahman, Senator Mao Ohabua, Honorable Austin Wachuku, Abraham George Turner, and Chief Dan Obi. Regards and respect the eyes of the public on account of despicable conduct of the former governor of Rivers State and these men he recruited to help him destroy the party, contrary to Articles 58, subsection 1, subsection B, and subsection I of our Constitution.
The declaration triggered mixed reactions among PDP governors. Some startled, others unfazed. Before long, responses began to pour in.
What we need is entrenched unity of purpose and better resolve and courage to soldier on beyond the election of our national officers. In the absence of INEC, and as contend with merits of litigation for and against this convention, as the chairman, LCOC, It is not within my prerogative to go on with this exercise. It is for the delegates to decide.
In the case of Imo, Abia, Enugu, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers, convention is hereby moved to dissolve the entire structures, ward, local government areas, and states. 2, authorize the publication of the foregoing to serve as notice to the whole world.
Well, I guess, it's one of those situations that we have to deal with. It was a collective decision by all the members of the working committee and some governors that are here. So I think it's part of the process of reforming the party.
These are times that try men's souls.
Yeah, let me start by saying that PDP, the way PDP is going,
the problem in the PDP is man-made.
Yes, a former governor of PDP said PDP is in ICU. I believe that PDP is not only in ICU, it will take God's grace for them to, for them to be able to survive it. Because the way the party is going, things are even worse than before the convention. Number one, there is a subsisting court judgment that says that the convention should not go on. There are 3 judgments. The first judgment, when the federal Abuja High Court says it will not go on, they went to Oyo State, and Oyo State High Court says that they can go ahead with it. Yeah. But Lamido also went to court, and another judgment says they should not go ahead with it. And it is right in law that when there are judgment with
coming from
when there's a judgment with
courts of coordinate
jurisdiction, then it means that the last judgment is the one that is valid.
Okay.
So since the last judgment says that they should not go ahead with that convention, ab initio, what happened in Ibadan was not just a social gathering. In the face of the law, it's just a social gathering. Governor Makinde just invited his friends and he entertained them. In the face of the law, the convention did not, because INEC was not there, because says they should not go ahead with it. So you cannot put something on nothing. So whatever decision was taken there is a nullity.
BKO, we know that one of the underpinning requirements for a healthy democracy is respect for rule of law. So at this point, what can a school set student say?
Honestly, I'm waiting to see what will happen at the PDP national headquarters tomorrow.
Hey.
Let us see who will occupy the place. Because I agree with Bukola Saraki that this convention should have been postponed.
Okay.
Yes, people like Governor Makinde wanted to ensure desperately that the convention went ahead so as to pull the rug from underneath the feet of people like Epstein Wike, who did not want it to happen. But with somebody like Sule Lamido, a fiercely loyal party man who had never left the party from inception in 1998, somebody who was even one of the founding fathers of the party.
Yeah.
He wanted to contest
the
party leadership barred him from contesting for chairman. The argument, although they didn't explain it, I understand. I was told that it was because they saw him at the ADC meeting. After the PDP had said it would not be part of the coalition, Sule Lamido had no business going to attend the ADC meeting with Atiku and others.
So at that point, there was suspicion.
At that point, they no longer trusted him. So they were not going to allow him to contest because he could even emerge as winner of the the chairmanship seat. But I still believe that they should have allowed him to contest, because what does it cost you to stop him from winning? He doesn't have the collective clout of those governors. They should just, instead of allowing Sule Lamido to go to court and stopping the convention. And the last judgment by Justice Lifu, Peter Lifu, was that the convention must not go on unless Sule Lamido was on the ballot.
Yeah.
But they decided to obey the order of Justice Akintola. There are 3 cases. The one instituted by Wike's people, which was decided by Justice Omotosho.
Yeah.
And the judge affirmed that the convention should not go on because the signature of the secretary was not on the notice.
That's it.
For the convention. They also claimed and convinced the court to the effect that the statutory number of days that the parties should give INEC by way of notice was not met. So Justice Omotosho had no choice but to say, no, you can't do this convention until you have honored the letters of your own constitution and the Electoral Act.
The laws, at least we're saying this so that the everyday Nigerian would understand.
Yes, because some people just believe that, the ruling party does not want... As you can see, Sule Lamido does not belong to any of these factions.
Oh yeah.
He was just fighting for himself, that there was no reason for them to stop me from contesting. And that was why he decided to go to court. At the point when Sule Lamido was allowed to go to court, and they couldn't convince him, they were talking to him for this, but they couldn't convince him to withdraw the case. They lost the moral authority to go ahead with the convention. You could say, okay, people like Wike, yes, we want to deal with them, we want to stop them. But with a party man who is not aligned with the different factions, how do you explain that? Now, Adeleke, one of their few governors left, refused to be part of this.
Okay. We're gonna continue. We'll continue to cover what's going on with the PDP as well as Nigeria politics generally. Uncle Dio, if you can hear me, sir, do you want to say anything? Hold on. Let me stop this. So, Uncle Dio, do you want to say anything about the situation being discussed by the TVC journalist? I don't know if you can hear me, Uncle
Yes,
Dio.
sir. I would like to say one thing.
I don't know if you can hear me, Uncle Dio.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me, Uncle Ben?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Now, I would like to say something. If you see the first man that spoke, he said that he said something very, very critical. He said based on the last judgment that like told them not to go ahead with the convention, that it has actually nullified whatever they had going in Ibadan as at yesterday, as per convention or no convention level. And that and I want to, from the point of law, I think it's right, because once there is a court injunction order like that, and you went ahead to kind of negate it and still do what you have to do, you are acting contra-virus. That is, you are not acting in line with the law. So, but you know, Nigerian politicians have a way of getting away with all these anomalies. They do things without regarding the law, and then most times they get away with it. So let us see how this will pan out, because you will be seeing injunction counter injunction flying from bread to life now.
Oh, I lost Uncle Dio again. This Nigerian network, man.
Or whatever they think they want to do. That
anyway. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was trying to say that concerning the issue of the clause in that electoral reform that we were reading of May, of the word May. It simply means that INEC has the prerogative to go to any convention, whether they are invited or not. However, in that electoral commission, INEC must compulsorily be there. So sometimes when we have so many laws and clauses like this, they tend to get away with so many things, because by norm, INEC is supposed to oversee whatever is happening to political parties, conventions, and everything that has to do with political parties. At least they're supposed to be in the know. However, if there is nothing that says that they must compulsorily be at the convention, because from that section that you read, I don't think anywhere anything says that INEC must be at the convention. So they may be able to get that one, like they may play by that one also. So it's still a very, very interesting thing to wait and see what will come of it, because as it is now, I'm sure by tomorrow a lot of openings may still come up on this matter. So we shall learn more as time goes on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Dio. Thank you very much, Uncle Dio. Right now, let us move on to the American political space. And like I promised you, we're going to be reporting everything that is happening politically all across the world. Our job is to inform you. All right, give me just a minute and we're going to talk about what's happening between President Trump and his paddy for a long time, MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. They are having bars to the bows. I'll be back shortly.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
All right. So President Donald Trump and Marjorie Greene Taylor, they are now having some gbas going on social media. And the reason for their breakup is not far-fetched. It's because of the Epstein Files, according to the report across the papers. BBC is reporting feud erupts between Trump and ally Marjorie Taylor Greene ahead of Epstein Files. Now, how many people are aware of this particular situation between Trump and MTG? Now, in case you don't know, here is some clips of how it all went down between both of them. This is President Trump talking about MTG.
Who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. But with all of that, I passed a great, big, beautiful bill, which is the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country. So when somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's now catering to the other side, I don't know what, I guess she's, got some kind of an act going, but I'm surprised at her. But when somebody like Marjorie goes over and starts making statements like that, it shows she doesn't know. But so when somebody makes a statement about he's devoting time to the world, well, the world is the United States, because if the world's in trouble or if the world is ripping us off, the world was ripping us off before I came here. Europe was getting massive tariffs. They were sending us 9-10 million cars a year. We were sending them none. They were not taking our agriculture. We were taking massive amounts of their. It was so unfair. Now we have a deal where $950 billion is coming into the United States because of me and because of tariffs.
Marjorie,
he said it pretty explicitly.
I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think.
But we have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed at you.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism. And I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country.
I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think.
But we have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out about it until it was directed at you.
Dana, I think that's fair criticism. And I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country.
I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think.
But we have seen these kinds of attacks or criticism from the president at other people. It's not new. And with respect, I haven't heard you speak out.
Trump posted on Truth Social earlier.
And I know you saw the president says he's withdrawing support for you, encouraging primary challengers. You were one of his biggest supporters. What do you think happened here?
Well, Dana, thank you for having me on. And that is true. I stood with President Trump when virtually no one else did. Campaigned all over the country, spent millions of my own dollars helping him get elected. And I think that's incredibly important. And I do support him and his administration. And I support them in delivering the campaign promises we made to the American people. His remarks, of course, have been hurtful. However, I have something in my heart that I think is incredibly important for our country, and that is to end the toxic fighting in politics. And this has been going on for years, and it has divided our country, split up friends and families, neighbors, and it's not solving our problems. The most hurtful thing he said, which is absolutely untrue, is he called me a traitor. And that is so extremely wrong. And those are the types of words used that can radicalize people against me and put my life in danger.
And I know you saw the president says he's withdrawing support for you, encouraging primary challengers. You were one of his biggest supporters. What do you think happened here?
Well, Dana, thank you for.
The president says there's virtually no inflation and that grocery prices are going down. Do you agree with him on that?
No, I go to the grocery store myself. Grocery prices remain high. Energy prices are high. My electricity.
Meeting with the Syrian president earlier today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you've said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. We had a horrible president, and we ended up with Russia, Ukraine.
President.
All right. All right. For those who are not familiar with American politics, things are not looking good between President Donald Trump and MTG right now. MTG, to her credit, she's one of the top supporters of President Trump, all the way from campaign to his re-election and his policies. MTG voice has been loud and very, very loud, even sometimes annoyingly loud. But here is the kicker. The midterm election is coming, and I'm feeling, or maybe I'm just having this feeling that MTG is probably gonna lose her seat. It's like she saw the handwriting on the wall, and she now wanted to speak the language of the people. So And of course, that is not going well with President Trump. And in case you are wondering, okay, Ben, what do you mean she's trying to speak the language of the people? MTG is just trying to be fair. Well, MTG actually touched up on something very, very dear to President Trump: the price of groceries. You know, here in America, life is good. There are people who really don't care much about what politicians do or say. All they want to do is to just have a good meal, you know, eat good food, sleep well, go to their jobs, do what they have to do, repeat the same cycle the next day, and they are cool. That's just about it. But when the government policy is now resulting to inflation and the cost of food is skyrocketing, yeah, the mass is going to be worried. So Marjorie MTG on one of the late night show apparently said that President Trump is doing great. Yeah, he's doing an amazing job. But when it comes to the price of grocery, it's still high. And she said she actually went to the store and she discovered that the prices are still high. But that is just on the side. The main issue is there is this vote in the House right now that has to do with the Epstein Files, and it seems President Trump is not having it. The way they roll in the House, they usually expect all the Republicans to speak with one voice and probably voted in the same direction. But with Trump having issue with MTG, she might probably vote in favor of opening the Epstein Files. So that's what's up right there. So let me read what we have here. According to BBC report. Yeah. Let me quickly read this. So according to BBC report, disagreements between Donald Trump and Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene have ballooned into a public feud, signaling a breakdown in relations between the U.S. president and one of his fiercest defenders. Like I said, these two, they used to be buddy. They used to like have mutual understanding. Marjorie is a great supporter of President Trump, and I don't know what's going on right now. So according to BBC, on Friday, Trump called Greene wacky in social media post and said she should be unseated in the next year's election. On Saturday, he called her a traitor. Greene has in recent days questioned whether Trump was still putting America first and criticized his handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The feud comes as the House is set to consider whether to release the files to the public, with Speaker Mike Johnson saying he will put the bill to a vote this coming week. Known as the Epstein Files Transparency Act, the aim of the bill is to make the Justice Department release all unclassified records, documents, communications, and investigative materials linked to Jeffrey Epstein. U.S. outlet Politico reported a vote could come as soon as Tuesday. All I see, wacky Marjorie is okay. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, said President Trump as he posted on Friday night, claiming that she turned on him after he suggested that she shouldn't run for governor or senator in her home state of Georgia. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore, Trump said, adding, I can't take a ranty lunatic call every day. Oh my God, President Trump, come on now. He pledged to back any Republican opponent that takes her on that takes her on in next year's midterm elections when she is up for re-election, before intensifying his attacks on social media posts on Saturday from his home in Florida. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party, he wrote. The comment followed days of criticism from Greene, who has said that Trump is not doing enough to bring down cost for voters. She also denounced his recent decision in foreign conflicts and on tariff policies, but she has been most critical of his approach to handling the Epstein Files. The turnaround is remarkable for a lawmaker who stood by Trump during multiple scandals, most notably the Capitol riot in 2021, when Trump supporters stormed the U.S. legislature in an attempt to block Trump's election defeat. The U.S. president also vigorously defended Greene when she was accused of promoting anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Greene is one of only 4 House Republicans who joined Democrats in signing a discharge petition calling for the release of the Epstein Files last week. On Friday, Greene posted on X that Trump was trying to stop other Republicans from voting in favor of the Epstein petition. He's coming after me, like she said. He's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein Files, she posted, adding, "It's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein Files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level." Now you can read the rest of the report on BBC. Okay, so here we are, President Trump and his friend MTG are fighting. What is your take? Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be where I'll draw the curtain on Political Roundtable today. Join us later or probably tomorrow when we shall review what's happening in the political space once again. My name is Benuril, and I will see you guys in Sunday School. Sunday School is coming up in about 30 minutes from now. Please join us and don't be a stranger. If you are new to the channel, please hit the like button. And as always, don't be a stranger. Let us promote peace. Let us promote love. I'll see you guys in the next one. You know what? If anybody says you can do nothing, tell them you can do it because God got you. My name is Benuril, and this is Political Roundtable. Bye-bye for now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You be in the building. Hey, vibe with Uncle Bino, let's go. Now happy hour things, you know. Hang out with you, babe. It's our vibe tonight. Hey, laugh and learn, we shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons time. Hey, on the Uncle Bino show, everything feels right. From the streets to the world, we talk real talk. Vibes on the beat make the whole place rock. Happy hour flow with smiles non-stop. Sip and chill with you, be the energy on top. You be stories dropping them every day. Wisdom for life, the African way. From the grind to the glory, hear what we say. Tune in now, don't delay. Hang out with you, be it's a vibe tonight. Hey, laugh and learn, we shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons type. On the Uncle Beno show, everything feels right. Trying to sit that up. Oh, what a scene. CC Inca, honey, baby, nah, be so clean. Talk love, talk life, talk green, supreme. Empowerment vibes, like a royal queen team.